Oh, we're gonna catch you. I think. 2.3, 2.7. How come we're moving so much slower? No, we're not encumbered. Pick up a few prisoners here. And catch them. So this is, we're moving faster. We'll let a little daylight lapse here. In fact, I'll take a chance. I'd love to round up this other little army. And we need to start a new episode. Is this enough daylight here? Let's wait just a little bit longer. I want to have daylight for these fights as we continue to try to help players navigate field command with the Nords in this DLC WARSAILS. And let's do it right here. Where all kinds of shit going on. We got to update you. Welcome back again, friends, to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube is focused on Bannerlord, and the DLC WARSAILS is fantastic. That's all there is to it. Tailworlds asked us not to rate it. Well, that's not a rating. That's just a word. It's an adjective. It is fantastic. We've got the coolest looking hero in all of YouTube, right? Vimy, our idiot warrior king here. Hopefully Warrior King is in charge. I'm getting a little ahead of myself calling him a king. And look at this. The Valandians are making another incursion, this time to the mainland. While we're busy here throttling the Sturgians, we got ourselves Of Castle. The Valandians have landed, taken a city. They're sieging a castle. The king is right here, right? So we're going to be able to mount a counterattack. In fact, after this battle, this will wrap up the major Sturgian force here. There's 1,600 Nords over there. Hopefully, we can go from there, sail to Grettisfjord. I don't know. We need some Nordic people to give me the pronunciation. And from there, hopefully we can have some sea battles. And if nothing else, big battles against the Valandians. We've got 6 ships, right? So we're going to be able to put all these guys on a ship. Damn, right before I started this episode, we had this Sturgian force. Now they're getting away. I don't understand what's happening here. Get them. We might lose the kitten, but I think we got the cat here. We're closing. And this is essential that we do this, although the Sturgians might also give us peace. Destroy this large Sturgian force so that they don't siege the castle that we just earned for ourselves. It's a good defending castle, but not if you're not there, right? So we need to take this with our goofy-looking Vimy. He's a badass, though, right? You guys that have been following this, you guys have seen he's pretty good, right? This guy's good on a horse, and we're working on his foot combat capacity. This is good. It's just a perfect battlefield today to show you how to destroy what is likely going to be a defensive opponent. A lot of guys ask, how on earth do I minimize casualties against an opponent that sits up on a ridge shooting at us? Well, they're going to shoot at us, but their main threat here is going to be lots of skirmishers, right? So we're going to try to deal with all those ranged weapons here. I guess they could just charge. They have 400 and something infantry. We'll see what this looks like once it starts. Get our units assigned here, and as we get going, we're going to get you guys caught up to speed with our units here. Unfortunately, each battle, you have to change all this. I've mentioned this to Tailworlds. We're still having problems with the sort of memory for the divisions, right? So let's reorient you, right? The first division, let's look at this guy's first. This is our best division, right? So look at these guys, and man, I got to tell you, for the guys who are like, "There's no armor, man," they did a cheese job on the armor. It just doesn't look distinct. They look like Botanians. Hell no, these guys look freaking badass, right? I'm not just someone who's here trying to get people to buy the game. It looks incredible. Shit sells itself, as they say at a good restaurant. Everything from their shields to new weapons, new armor. There's tons of stuff, and I'm just starting to scrape the surface of it. Just recently, I've seen new equipment. So we got a little Acerite peasant mixed in here. This is our 3rd division. These are shock troops. So most of those guys have a 2-handed weapon, and they look great too. There's tons of unique look. If anything, I think the artwork exceeds my wildest dreams, right? The archers look unique. They have these sort of matte, metallic, cool looking shields. I just think it looks great. And I'm not a Tailworlds employee, right? Now, 2nd division here, this is great too. We have Jawal in our army. I didn't pick them up, of course. They're just part of the Nordic Empire. That's going to help, right? Because the Nords do seem a little bit light on ranged weapons, ranged units, skirmishers. We've got about a dozen, maybe a few more Fiend champs. It's an amalgamated army. And eventually we will migrate towards an army that's 90% Nord. Right now, you take what you can get at this stage of the campaign. We're just calling lords to us, and I don't have any choice about what they recruit. They pick up whatever the hell they want. So let's do some open field tactics. And again, just to reorient you, 2nd Division is cavalry. We only have 1 cavalry division because we have so few. This is probably more cavalry than most Nord armies will have, right? We have 30, 40 cavalry, and we're going to countercharge their cavalry. I'm basically going to make this a bit of a tutorial. When you outnumber the enemy, charge, right? It's a Sun Tzu thing. If you have less than the enemy, play defensive. Do something different, right? Here, look at our Jawal roaring up, throwing their javelins. We're just chasing the cavalry out of here, and of course we'll do some killing too. But we want to bring up our archers and skirmishers over here, right? We're going to pound the enemy on the ridge there. We've got a lot more archers than the enemy, and I'm going to recommend that in this episode and every 15 minutes until you guys tell me to STFU about the archers. You will not win in Bannerlord with 90% infantry unless you're an exquisite tactician. We have a series of episodes focused on infantry only, and we're having some success, but that is also because we have a lot of skirmisher units. Now, they have cavalry on both wings. We'll have to deal with that. Right now, our cavalry is killing their cavalry, right? I said before, we've got more, and so attack, destroy them. Once we do this, we're going to own this left side of the battlefield. And what we're going to do is aggressively move up archers, shock troops, and this cav division to basically no scouting. Tell them, damn, how'd that go? Went right through the guy. Tell them about us. Tell them they should be afraid, right? We want them just to be in terror of our Nordic force here. Psychological warfare is a big part of warfare. The dodgeball team that I was the captain of, our team name was Intent to Kill. From the outset, we're already trying to intimidate our enemy. Now in the center here, we're going to put the 1st Division. It's our tankiest tanks. They're not our best warriors, but there are tanks that have shields and good armor, right? And more importantly, they don't have another purpose. They don't have throwing weapons. In a battle like this, their job is basically to get attacked, right? We will use them offensively, but most of the time, I have at least 1 division that their job is to form a shield or a square and basically eat skirmisher, eat javelins and throwing axes while the rest of our units move in to kill. Now over here is the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's cavalry out in front, shock troops behind them, guys with no shield, right? They're protected by the cavalry, and then behind them are our highest division of archers, which all have shields, right? It is the shield, whatever, something god, something or other. They're basically the chosen, I don't know what the fuck they're called. They're really good archers, that's what they are. And over here, these are our archers with no shields. Naturally, we have shields in front of them in the form of the skirmishers. Now, the biggest key to a battle like this is getting the enemy to charge you. I don't want to charge them unless I have to. So what we're going to do is we're going to pound them at range. I've got a plan for when they charge. It'll be in the center here. We're going to move this 1st Division back, right? We're going to kite. And it's going to be kiting into a kill box. The 6th Division over on this far side will be part of the closing gap of the kill box. They will come in behind the enemy. They will flank the enemy with javelins. Here we can bring them up in a nice spread formation and have them throw javelins, because when the enemy breaks and it looks like it's starting, we're going to basically open up the center, pull our 1st Division back, and what that does, of course, is it creates a shooting gallery for our archers, skirmishers, then our shock troop and cavalry can move in, and the enemy dies. That's the final step. All right. 1st is back. That looks good. Let's move these archers here so they have better line of sight. Your archers have to be able to see here, right? So you want to buy a little bit of time for your archers to get in place. Remember to move your infantry. Oh shit, their archers are... I don't know what they're doing. They're getting immolated is what they're doing. They're charging. I think they're freaked out. I don't think they know what to do. They should just sit on the ridge and shoot. But, you know, the AI has never been accused of being brilliant. Now look at this over here. The skirmishers are now behind them. So we charge, and what that does is it forces the enemy to either deal with them or be pounded from behind. Right, and then, unless they're a porn star or something like that, they don't probably want to be pounded from behind. You know, they're going to dislike that. So the damage is occurring on both flanks too, and the 3rd Division is beautifully set up. That's our shock troop division. They're going to charge with cavalry. The skirmishers are literally chasing the enemy down, throwing javelins into their back. And now you squeeze the vice, right? Everybody can come in here. There's a few archers we can deal with. I'm telling the cavalry, follow me, right? Because you might as well hammer an anvil, right? You got the ability to do it. Bring them in behind here. Here come the 6th, the 1st and 3rd charge. The archers are shooting. The cavalry charges, and mic drop, right? Everything dies. Now, oh shit, they got reinforcements. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Let's pull infantry over here. We've got those archers. Let's pull them back. You know what, though? This is where you use your offensive archers. This is a huge advantage that the Nords have. These guys have like 150 one-handed, right? So don't run from reinforcements. Tell them to turn around, hold fire, and charge, right? And basically, you have a secondary infantry line. These guys roar up. They're Vikings, right? These guys know how to fight, and there's a lot of them, too, right? So they're going to be able to do their thing. Die! As I cut down some peasants. You can hear them yelling, help! It's one of my favorite things. Is when the enemy screams for help. The center, they're holding out. Although not really, they got liquidated there. And that's it. There's your field battle tutorial for the Nords of the Warband. Now, our army's 40 to 50% archers, right? That success was only enabled by the archers. If we had 90% infantry, we would have had to make a nasty, savage charge on the enemy there in the center. It would have been twice or triple the casualties, right? We had 100 casualties and 700 kills. In a battle, we're outnumbered, right? Look at them run! There you go. That's how I think you want to use the Nords. And again, I'll emphasize it. It's been 11 minutes, almost every 15 minutes. You're going to want 30 to 50% archers. Now, as usual, Prisoners Anonymous. I need to go to my weekly meeting here. We're usually maxed out. Now, prisoner priority. What prisoners do you want with the Nords? I'll give you a hint. Archers and cavalry. Why? Because the Nords have infantry, right? You might take in high-end infantry here and there, or skirmishers, right? Like a lake rat or a wildling. But 90% of my prisoners I'm looking for are going to be noble mounts, right? Like, so your Drudzinics, Banner Knights. That's not going to last. And the other one, of course, is you want Fiend Champs. You want Khans Guards, right? If you can get Khans Guards, even better. You want basically everything that the Nords lack, right? It's cool to have infantry and all, but it doesn't really work, right? We're showing in a series infantry tactics, even really advanced infantry tactics, and you can win outnumbered like 3-to-1 with infantry, but boy, is it hard, right? Compared to having archers and cavalry, when you limit yourself to just infantry, the game is much, much harder. So you can play that way, and I'm happy to help with tactics and stuff like that. And God bless your soul, right? If you're going to roll out there with 98% infantry, but you're also going to hate playing Bannerlord sometimes. So it's up to you. We're just going to continue to say what is the optimal thing to do, and that is 30 to 50% archers. Whoops, it hasn't been 15 minutes yet. All right, so... Oh, look at this. And every chance I get, at least for now, to look at that, the flash of the lightning against the mountains, every chance I have to focus on how badass this DLC is, I'm going to, because it really is awesome, right? A lot of people have been sort of snide almost with Tail Worlds. Oh, they're lazy, blah, blah, blah. They don't ever finish games. Well, I think that the hype behind this is being met with this DLC. Look at this shit. The Nord King sets sail. That's so sweet. Now, there's still problems, right? There's lots of things we'd like to adjust and fix. Fortunately, Tail Worlds is showing a great job of listening, right? They adjusted heavy cavalry, largely based on the complaints of our channel and others. Cavalry is now great in Bannerlord, right? It's properly strong, not too strong, right? They're continuing to make improvements, and so leave those comments, right? If there's things you want to see changed, I will forward it on to them, and we'll see. This is a good example, right? People want better diplomacy. That's great, right? They're basically saying you got 3 months, actually 100 days. That's a year, right? Because a year and 20 days. A year is 80 days, right? So we basically have peace and tribute for 100 days. Now, they can still declare war. It's not binding, right? There's no international court of law where they're labeled like a war criminal or something like that. Even nowadays, people like Putin scoff at shit like that. But there's all kinds of new equipment. There's diplomacy that actually functions. There's sea battles. And there's this helmet. I mean, if the only improvement they made to this game was this helmet that this guy's wearing, it would be like a B-. Now, we're, again, continuing to cherry pick the cities because look at this shit, right? There's legendary this. If you know what you're looking for, you're kind of like that guy that goes to garage sales every Saturday and gets $1,000 worth of stuff for $100. That's what we're doing here with the cities. We're going through and picking up legendary whisperer arrows or whatever those are. It's a new kind of arrow. I don't know if they're silent or if they're better for stealth or something. Maybe that's what they're for. Actually, I just realized that could be what they're for. I'm not going to do a lot of stealth. There will be other channels that do stealth. You're just going to have to go there. Even if there was a huge torrent of people that wanted to see me do stealth, I don't think I'm going to do it. It doesn't interest me that much. I played Thief the Dark Age forever ago, and I've kind of had my fill of stealth. Now, oh shit, I got to call our fleet. Our fleet will be here in 6 hours. So evidently we sent a telegram or something. It's not super realistic, but it's convenient too. Do you really want to wait 2 weeks for a ship to go to where your ship is, and then you got to wait another week for them to arrive? Like, I think this is a nice balance. It takes a little while for your ship to get there. And apologies, here, we'll just throw the phone. You can probably hear it being thrown every once in a while. That thing still makes noise. Now we've got 6 ships, and we remain encumbered, right? In fact, this is our flagship, the Scythe of Men. It looks savage, right? And let's talk about this for a few minutes. These upgrades you can select, right? So you have all this ability to put different shields on it, and a ram, different sails, different types of oars. And what these largely amount to is statistical benefits, right? Most of them are not visible on the battlefield map, but I think like a ram will be, right? Definitely the rams will be visible. They'll be out in front, and that'll help you smash ships. I don't know for sure, but my early assumption is that rams are going to be something you get later in the game. Now, this continues to be a problem. I don't really understand this part. Maybe we need more trade cogs or something like that. Part of the problem we have is we're a victim of our own success. We have just absolutely piles and heaps of loot, and we can't sell it all. The cities never have, I mean, I guess we could buy 40 ships, but you can't put ships in a shipyard. As far as I know, you must take all your ships that you have with you all the time. Now, maybe that changes when you get a city. I guess we'll explore. So, we're encumbered, right? There's 2 different numbers there. The top one is our normal encumbrance. We're slightly encumbered. And the bottom one is our ship encumbrance. And I'm just going to roll with it, plus 2.33. So, we're overburdened. We've got our fleet size is wrong, over fleet size. We're learning this shit still. And look at the king, right? He's cruising. He's going twice as fast as us. So we're gonna have to use our brain here too. And I think we'll continue to push some of the ship skills. I probably should have done that from the beginning. Maybe you'll want to consider doing that in your campaign. Now I must say, right, and I know this is going to be a buzzkill for some guys. I think ship combat is going to be incredibly rare. I could be wrong, but I'm talking like real combat. I'm not talking chasing down 40 Sea Raiders. You can probably do that all day. Now this guy's not part of an army. Maybe we can just add him to our fleet. This is a vassal that's out there. I don't see him. Cannot call a party to your army while your party is at sea. All right, that's a good one. I like that one. You got to basically do it on land, right? You can't send a seagull over. And look at this shit. These Valandian scum are just shoving in, right? So we're not going to beat the king there. He's going to beat us there, and I want to get there fast in case we can defend that city and deal with those Valandians. He's actually going to siege. So strategically, what do you do, right? This is a situation where I'm not going to follow the king. He's got his own mission. I think we'll be able to get there faster if we take a shortcut. We're actually slower in a boat than we are on land, right? We got to get our sea legs going. I wonder if our boat goes slower through this storm. The effects are just, it's a 12 out of 12, right? And I've had a few battles with the custom battle menu in storms, and it's fantastic, right? They've been showing us the gameplay showcases, and they were awesome. And oftentimes people wonder, well, is that like, extra modded? Is it edited with visuals? I don't think so. I think that's the actual gameplay, and it really is just this disgustingly beautiful. Disgustingly beautiful. That's, I guess that's how we do it these days. In my day, you said something was sick or ill if it was good. We use these bad words for good. Anyways, we'll leave that subject alone. All right, I'm glad we get a save here because I have been worried about bugs. We haven't really experienced any though, right? I'll say that as well. It's been extremely stable. I did have one weird thing happen. I'm not going to tell you about it. We just had a weird little visual aberration. And I think I had 1 or 2 crashes, but that's in like 15 hours of gameplay. I think that's also a really good mark. Wait, we're not scoring. So it's a good thing, right? The game is very, very stable. All right, so I probably should call a few more armies, but I'm not getting puppeteers, right? I don't fight with that. I'm basically on a puppeteer strike. I think they're terrible. It's like they're wearing a skirt and a giant knight's helmet. They're really weird units. Speaking of noble units here, is these villagers. Don't attack them in front of us, right? We will draw and quarter those forest bandits. Damn, I don't think we're going to make this castle. It's going to be close. There's no new minor clan units, as far as I've seen, which is a bit of a disappointment for all the excitement I've been saying. I hope they add... damn it, we're going to, I think, just barely miss this castle defense. I probably... loitered just a bit too long. I thought about checking out one of the castles. 47, 43, 39. Yeah, we're gonna... Damn. Well, we're gonna be forced to try to ambush this Valandian force in the open. If Tailworlds is listening, and I doubt it, but if they're listening, what I would like to see is a two-handed axe or a two-handed hammer cavalryman of Nords, right? Make them ultra rugged looking with horses with rags on them and shit like that, or really heavy fur for the snow. And then make them shock troops without a spear, right? So you want to get them into combat, but not get them mauled by a head-on charge. If they were going to add them, I would make something like that. Now this guy's running. Oh, he's not running. Oh, he wants war. Well, what does that tell you? That tells you we're outnumbered here, and the power bar is going to favor them. So get a little drink of caffeine here and dial this shit in. This is exciting. Another big battle here, and probably the first one where we're really up against it. I fucking love this shit. A good challenge like this. I mean, it was that time I played Kasparov in chess. You know, I got the first 5 or 6 really good moves, and then towards the end of the match, can't tell I'm joking. He's one of the greatest chess players of all time. I can't beat my uncle. All right, here we go. 600. We're outnumbered by 150. There's a pompous Valandian lord here trying to invade our precious Nordic homeland. Come get some, right? I'm an ultra aggressive, competitive alpha male. And I've got my, you know, I should put like a Nord bear hat on while I play. Like I'm embracing the Nords here, and we've got a really cool landscape. Man, it's just one really cool thing after another. It just looks like the rugged highlands. There's trees, there's tactical opportunities, and this is where we make our stand, right? We'll emulate Leonidas. This is where we stand. This is where they die, right? We're gonna do the terrible Leonidas impersonation. And we're going to make a defense here. There's definitely funnels here. In theory, on paper, this should be a massacre. We've got our same divisions here. I'll explain them again, though. The 1st, 3rd, and 6th. I'll try not to overdo this, but a lot of guys are confused. The 1st is tanky infantry, right? They're going to be in a square most of the battle. The 3rd is shock troops, right? Guys with no shield. And then the 6th division is skirmishers. And those, for the most part, are the 3 main types of infantry in Bannerlord. Now, I don't really have archer captains. I really need to upgrade some archer captains. In fact, we need to find like one of those huntresses, right? A companion with the surname of huntress, because we don't have good archer captains, and I think that's negatively affecting us. Even though that last battle, obviously, it looked like things went just fine. We've got a dozen or 2 dozen even fiends. We can do a ring defense. You know what, though? With such a narrow opening, I don't think you do a ring defense. A ring defense is what you do against cavalry in the open. Wow, this isn't the open. We've got a freaking bottleneck here. Now, there's multiple sides, so we'll have to see what the enemy does, but there's not a lot of room for the enemy to get to us. They attacked us. How many times have I mentioned that is critical in Bannerlord? The skirmishers behind cavalry. Over here, this 4th division of Nords. I want to basically be able to square and shove in that hole on the left in case they try to flank the 5th division back here in a big spray. This is going to work beautifully. All right, skirmishers hold fire. Cavalry there. The cavalry's just there to jam the shit out of this hole, right? We're going to make sure that the area I'm running right now, there's nothing but dead Valandians and soon-to-be dead Valandians. And 6,200. They have a lot of They have a lot of everything, right? They have like 700 troops, 600 troops. It's a gorgeous landscape. And, you know, another fantastic part. We're not scoring the game, right? We're doing... Oops, can't go out there, I guess. We're just doing broad statements. The DLC is it's fucking fantastic. I guess if I get in trouble for scoring the game, it is what it is. As a firefighter, we don't always break the rule. One of the rules of thumb is that you never risk your lives, like, in situations, you know, where there's not much to save. But I tell you what, I'll risk lives to save a kid in a house fire or something like that, and I will gladly take my chiefs complaining to me later on after we've saved somebody's life. So they can grill me all they want when we take chances and save people. I will happily sit through that scolding. What we got going on here? Let's take a gander at what we got going on. Reconnoiter here a little. Yeah. Tons of shock troops, lots of crossbow. This is going to be tough. They look like they have a high level army too. These are like the Nautas. I'm going to have to learn to pronounce it. We're in for it here. Dig in. Strap yourself in if you're watching this shit. This should be fun. We're definitely going to win the initial stage of this battle, right? Until we run out of ammo, the enemy's just going to die in heaps. Our left side is clear, so we can bring these archers down. I might even just ignore that left side altogether, right? If they don't clamp in there. Shock troops first to die. This is still bad AI coding. You get like 30 shock troops that run faster than everybody because they don't have a shield, and they insta-die because they get hit by projectiles because they're not behind the shields. Then it seems like they realize it 10 seconds too late. All right, skirmishers, cav. Here they come. It's time to shove it. It doesn't look like they're going to do much other than just pour down, which tells you that the AI manifestly thinks they can just walk to a victory here. Wow, let's teach them something otherwise. 3rd Division is ready to charge here. I don't want to charge them yet. The arrows are flying. The skirmishers can add their bolts to the mix here. I thought about leaving a window here for the enemy to come down and get shot in the back, but I don't want the cavalry rampaging through our archers. So I think this makes the most sense. There's hardly any cavalry loose on our archers. I like it. And look at that death spam. That's just fizzing. It's just a wall of shields, though, right? So it's definitely going to take a lot here to wear them down. They have a ton of high-level cavalry. We lost one of our camel dudes. We're going to have to charge with skirmishers, the shock troops. These archers we can get closer, right? The 4th Corps, they'll run out of ammo, and they'll be infantrymen, too. Come on, men, fight! It's a good test, too, for the Nord infantry, right? We definitely should win this battle. It's Nord infantry against Valandian infantry, mostly. I got a nice full health bar. They got a lot of cavalry leaking out of this side over here. Let's bring the cav square over here and just shove it right here. Hopefully it can plug this little hole. They're making a breach. We don't need 50 or 100 cavalry running through because we're fucked. Our archers will get trampled. Valandian cavalry is now really good in Bannerlord. It's really their strength. Their sharpshooters and their cavalry. The rest of the units kind of suck. Volgiers are good, I guess. This is starting to look a little bit sketchy. I kind of expected them to be annihilated already. I think this is a really strong army. That's a fucking banner knight. That's a knight. I also see some weak troops in our lines. It might be that our allies had weak troops. I didn't look super close. Every once in a while you get a battle like this where you get disappointed and there's something you didn't know, right? Information's so important to the commander. I think we're winning. Man, it's close. You know what? I just decided right now this is going to be one of those battles you guys don't get to see the power bar. This is something we do on the channel from time to time just to keep things extra interesting, extra suspenseful, salty for you guys. In a little after editing, I can basically take away the power bar. If I can remember, I will remove it. That way you guys are not in the know. It looks close, although now we're starting to blow them out. Maybe it doesn't matter. Let's see what kind of reinforcements they had. 4, 5, 6. They'll probably have at least 200 reinforcements, plus whatever crossbow they were able to get out. One of the negative parts of this is that we can't get to their crossbow, right? Their crossbow probably regrouped. I don't see any here at all. I see infantry and cavalry sort of making a rear guard stand. And it does look like a lot of their crossbow escaped. In fact, I see them scurrying to their lines. So, oh shit, this Lord's coming in spear braced. That was an assassination attempt right there here by Aldrich. Punk-ass mofo. I will drink from your skull. Less talking, more raiding. Right, we got to get into character here. God, they still have banner knights and knights all over the place. All right, let's start setting up archers over here. We're going to make basically a frontal assault here with archer support. How many troops? We should have a reinforcement line still. I'm not sure if we've got it yet. 82, 85. It doesn't look like it. So hopefully we have at least 150 or 200 more troops coming. What did we start the battle, right? You guys, of course, can't tell me. This does not look terrific. They got cavalry charging our flanks. This is where you really miss cavalry, right? We don't have an answer for it other than squares. We don't have very many archers either. I don't know what happened to them. And a lot of them probably had to fight in hand-to-hand and died. Shit, we're going to have to move our infantry to the side. All their sharpshooters are charging. They have a huge amount of troops still. Okay, let's get the archers kited back. I don't see reinforcements. We're fucked here, I think. Unless the reinforcements haven't come out yet. And if they are coming out, I need them now. I need them yesterday. They're pouring skirmishers and archers now around the flank. Let's get cavalry in their face. We've got a good line of infantry plowing forward. I don't know if it's enough, though. Our archers are dead. There's like 20 archers over there. They have tons of heavy cavalry still. Fuck. Yeah, this is why you don't get the power bar, because if I'm stressed, you guys get to be stressed too. And there's plenty of other channels, right? That is just every game, every battle seems easy. We're going to show you the hardest, most interesting battles on Bannerlord. That's like practically the goal of the channel, to show you the most difficult, epic shit. Trash talk our enemy, you are dead! We're going to have some gritty battles in this campaign. And if you like what you're seeing here, you definitely got to check out the channel more. This is kind of a regular occurrence. Gnarly, gritty, bloody battles that are close, usually up against superior opponents. We're going to have to bail. 133, 2, 16, 18. We're getting attacked from our left flank here. The left side is starting to break down. We're going to have to deal with this just to get out of here. I don't even know if we can. They still have banner knights. Kill that flag bearer. Take his eagle standard. We are in a death match. Where's our reinforcements? Are there none? Because if none, we're cooked. There's 11 dudes. It just flashed 150. We need them yesterday. I need a horse. These forces are annihilated. It's time to run. Can't save those three. Time to go. 150, and there's 11 archers. Man, we're in trouble. I don't know what's chasing me, but it's a bunch. Let's pull the cavalry back. We have 10. They probably won't make it out. These archers are probably cooked too. Go, boys. They're peasants. Go, man. All right. The only thing we can do here is we can form a skirmish line with an infantry square and then charge again up this hill. I probably should have just stayed in the valley, but you know what? That would have been really boring. It might have ensured victory, but sometimes it's worth it to risk a close battle. Get over here, boys. It looks weak as fuck. I see all kinds of clothing. When you could see color, I say this a lot, when you could see color, those are weak troops because they don't have armor, right? If you see a lot of blue or black or red, that means you got weak-ass troops. There's almost no armor here. I got this guy chasing me the whole way. I need a... Oh, well... I don't know if I want to even get on a horse. I'll be a huge target for archers. I've got no health. If I die right here, we're lose for sure because the AI will just charge up the hill or do something worse. I'm gonna maybe run backwards and get skewered. And we really do have like 150 weak-ass troops here. Let's form a skirmish line here. Let's do 40. Hopefully they've got some javelins. Obviously, I don't know. I see a few lake rat-looking type units. There's a few. And we make our stand right here, right? Fight, peasants! It is glorious, though. Even if we lose, a big old smile just cracked my face. My face split open with joy. It's so visceral, right? I got almost no health. There's Valandians beating on us. The hillside is painted with red. Charge, boys. There's shields and bodies sliding downhill. Now they've got a crossbow line there. Push through it, boys. I don't want them getting to this ridge here where they can shoot. And it's so gritty. I got a little wedge there. I can sort of see what's going on in command. Let's make for that. Got to try to survive. Get up here, skirmishers. I kind of duck down in this little crevice. We're closing. We got enough shields out in front that we're not getting pounded too bad. They've got maybe 100 crossbow. Our guys just charged. Charge that center. Get up here, skirmishers. Come on, man! I think we got it. They're starting to waver. Their morale's probably cratering. Kill them all! Let loose, skirmishers. They're shooting again, the sons of bitches. They were just kiting. Hell yeah, victory. You split their skull. and a tight one. This is great. This is definitely a kind of video we'll make a separate edition for on YouTube. What I'm doing here is, this is going to be episode 8 or something of this playthrough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out and release this out of order. So I apologize. I'll try to make it clear in the video episode that this is sort of a spoiler. But you got to share this kind of stuff, right? Our first gnarly stand, Nordic stand against the Valandians, super grisly, gritty, a bunch of G-words, grand. That was fucking great. And not super close, but pretty close, right? You don't get a lot closer battles than that in Bannerlord because your troops will start to rout. And we had so many peasants there. I think if we started to lose troops as they came down that hill, our troops might have routed. So, man, I'm actually a little sweaty. I get a little adrenaline rush each time, despite the fact that I've been a firefighter for 30 years, more than 30 years. I still get more adrenaline from a good Bannerlord battle than I do doing CPR at 2 in the morning. I can't explain that one. I've done CPR so many times in my life that eventually, it just becomes kind of second nature. And we got to regroup here. These deserters actually represent a threat. We've got to call some armies to us here, even though I don't really want more ghetto troops. We've just got to get some reinforcements here because the Valandians are coming, right? And the king is down there sieging. Actually, he's heading to our castle now. It looks like he's heading to the interior. He got his nose bled a little bit there at the other castle. All right, we're going to break these episodes apart. I'm going to hit a couple villages here, recruit a few troops. We're going to gather a few more nobles, and hopefully we can intercept some Valandian forces coming to the island and get our first big shipboard battle. It almost makes me a little sick to my stomach with the excitement because shipboard battle is not my thing yet, right? Nobody's an expert at it yet. We're going to get good pretty fast, of course, especially with the custom battle menu, but I think we'll fly into our first shipboard battle with just a modicum of knowledge and see how it goes, right? And try like a gritty open field battle against the Valandians. They took a castle, they took a city. They're sending more forces, right? In fact, I'll be voting against war for the purpose of sea battles and entertaining content, right? I'll be basically saying, hell no, I want battles against the Valandians. Let's do this shit. Hopefully you're here for it, right? At this stage, you want to subscribe to our channel. That way when we get new episodes kicked out, you get notified, right? I'll definitely be making tons of content for the DLC. I appreciate you fellas. If you can find the hype and the like button on the channel, I guess I'm supposed to ask you to hit those. It does wonders for, I don't know, something, engagement. I appreciate you fellas, and I will see you next time.